or recovery talk. That's what we're doing right now, y'all, on this platform. Mr. Show Out himself. I'm finally streaming live, man. I'm hoping everybody can enjoy this broadcast that we're doing today. And I hope I get a lot of, guests in today as well. So this is what we're doing here, everybody. So if you tuned in right now, if y'all are watching this broadcast right now, this is Mr. Show Out, like I said, where we talk issues on recovery and addiction. So it's a real serious issue out there, everybody. So my platform is growing bigger by the moment. It is growing bigger, everyone. So I mean, I don't know what else to say about it, man. I continue to do these videos. I continue to go to school. Of course, this semester is out the way right now, but we continue to go hard. I'm ready for next semester. College life is like been so great to me lately, everybody. It is one of the best things that I really enjoy doing. And like I said, this channel is based on recovery related issues. So if you're tuning in right now, I would love for y'all to just send me some comments. If y'all want to join the broadcast right now, let me know. Let me know. Let's see who all out. Yeah. So we trying this live thing right now. I'm trying to get everything together. Y'all bear with me. Yeah. So I'm trying to get this link out to everybody who wants to join in. Let me see. Yeah, this is the broadcast. I hope if there's anybody out there watching right now, I hope y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me, let me send me a message. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. So I'm sending the links out there. I'm sending the links out there for anybody who want to join in on the cast. So that's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to inspire those that are in addiction. Um, my road to recovery. I try to post my videos about that also. So that's what we're trying to do, man. And I just want to just share my testimonies and my videos and everything has been reaching a lot of people, and I'm getting a lot of good feedback from that. So that's what we want to do, man. I just want to try to inspire everybody that recovery is possible once you put your mind to it. And another thing you got to do also is also about the people, places, and things. People, places, and things, man. You try to stay away from a lot of that energy. That energy. A lot of things, a lot of people which will bring you that energy towards you that really you don't need that energy. That energy is toxic, and they will try to bring you down back into your deepest and dark places, and that's just not what you want to be. And this Mr. Show Out, man, that's what I try to do. I try to inspire those, and I can't really educate anybody on it, but I can just tell my story as well. So that's what I try to do. I try to tell my story as well. So sending the link, I'm trying to see. Yeah. Y'all bear with me. The first time working with this. So first time working with the stream, y'all. So but we're gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna try our best to make it do what it do. Yes, yes, yes. Y'all bear with me. Mm-hmm. Y'all bear with me. Yeah, so I'm sending out the invites right now to a couple people, and I want a couple people to join in, as we're doing this live right now. So this feed banquet, that's what I really want to start. So, there go my girl. Okay, we back and jumping.
All right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yes.
This what it was. I ordered this thing, and it cost a lot, so I had it plugged in, and I think in the settings, I probably was doing something wrong with it in the settings, so I just unplugged it.
So, look, that works for us. Greetings,
Yeah.
Mr. Show Out TV.
What's up with
it? First, I
Thank
would
you.
like to say thank you very much for the invite.
Thank you.
And you are one of the people that I admire when it comes to your transparency and your vision for helping others, because it takes a lot to get there. So I appreciate it. I respect it, and we all we got.
Thank you. Thank you so much. In a real Black perspective, I mean, what y'all got going and what you do. I follow you a lot, and what you do is really amazing. We don't have a lot of that. We don't have a lot of that out there right now because everybody is like for themselves. Everybody is me.
That's one of the things that has been driving me to others, because I saw something that says you measure your success by how many people you bless.
Right. Ooh,
that's whether you're spiritual or just optimistic, we can't hold on to things for ourselves, whether it's knowledge, whether it's opportunities, whether it's, networking information. Like, the whole point of living and building with each other is to share that information.
Yeah, it's knowledge. I mean, why you want to keep the knowledge to yourself? A lot of people does that.
Well, no, that's because they say knowledge is power. I disagree. The application of knowledge is power.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
So people find out about things. People go through a whole recovery journey by themselves. Next thing you know, they're off in the pulpit, right?
Right.
But they'll look down on other people that is in recovery.
Yes.
Instead of sharing what they learned and helping people get over that same hurdles, those same humps and those same bumps in the road, fixing relationships with their families. But instead, we'll find out something, we'll learn something and hold on to it. Like, it's going to hurt you by sharing that with others to inspire people.
You're right. You're definitely right on that. And that's one of the situations where I really was glad. I mean, I was reaching out there to my resources. I know I got this YouTube channel, right? I know I'm doing these videos, but how can I spread the message? And when you first messaged me, I'm like, is this even real first? I was like, okay. I'm like, is this real? And you were like, okay, this how you can do it like this. You can reach out with us. Try to connect with, join some other people, some other platforms in recovery. You share your message, and I'm still using the same tactics right now that you laid out for me. And
I'm so glad to hear that. I think we as people, we look towards, celebrities. Yeah. We look to actors and actresses and musicians and all of those things, but those people are still real people. However, can they resonate with you? Can they be on the other end of the phone when you call and say, hey, man, I'm going through some stuff, man. I really need some help, man. I'm on the edge right now. We can't reach out to those people. And when I saw your episode, being from where I'm from, being raised the way that I was raised, exposed in the atmospheres that I was exposed to. And I'm like, okay, this dude needs to reach more people. Because yes, I've gotten out of my hood. I'm educated. I'm intellectual and all that, but it doesn't change where I'm from. It
Yeah.
doesn't change the things that I've been exposed to, those traumas, and you know what I'm saying? The relationships I have with my family. And
Yes.
I tell people all the time, we have to kick it with the people that's keeping it 100. Those are the people that can save your life. Those
Yeah.
are the people that can help you, touch you, reach you, motivate you, inspire you. A celebrity can't tell me anything.
Yeah, because you ain't gonna see them around the corner. You know, like I said, the
Right.
people that you connect to, you can see them around the corner, and them just giving you
Exactly.
some subtle points like, man, I like what you got going. I like that, man. I kind of watch what you're doing, and you inspiring me, bro. You know, I was kind of down the other day, and you might, like you said, you can bump into certain people. You can reach them on Messenger, Facebook, Instagram. But these celebrities, a lot of times they get paid to say the right things. They
They
get
do.
paid, yeah, they get paid to say the right things. But a lot of them, it's a very a short amount of few of them that really cares. And the ones that really do care, that you could probably reach out to them. You could probably see them at some kind of function, and certain things like that. But the rest of them just in for the bag. And
That's
like
it.
I said, they get paid to say the right things.
hmm Now,
Yes.
think about how many celebrities that have been in the news that have had drug addiction. They
Right.
canceled a show because
Right.
they had to go to rehab. They're in tax trouble and tax evasion, child support because they have these other expensive habits. And
Right.
majority of the time, it includes drugs or alcohol abuse.
Yes.
But
Yes.
they're never going to talk about that unless they're going to put it in a song and make them make money.
Yeah. That's
You
really
know,
what's going on. I mean, if
and
everything is
all the
right now,
music is
yeah,
drug music,
drug music, that's it, and drill music. I
but
never
no one is talking about overcoming
need
those
that.
hurdles.
And that's when I
Yeah.
I really didn't know what kind of niche I was in with this YouTube thing. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just pump out the videos when I have the time, and I kind of started seeing my strategy. But I love to try to talk about media, the culture, and stuff like that. But my prime source is really just to tell my testimonies, and that's what's really. I mean, it's like I get a good feeling when I'm around certain people going to work like that, and they like, man, supervisors and stuff like that, boy. But you give me chills when I'm watching you like that, because
Oh,
certain
thank you.
people, they know where I came from. They didn't know the struggle. See, I was down in a dark place where, you know, I was
Mhm.
still working, still had a good job, but it just was a part of me that wasn't right. And it was just one day, man. I just woke up. Um, my wife was at work. I had called in that day because I had a hangover, couldn't even make it to work, and I called the rehab, and they said, "Okay, give me 3 days, and we'll have a bed for you. Are you ready to come?" And let me tell you this story, Lynn. I don't think I told y'all this. I tell this to a lot of people. Now, God is working. God is good. Okay, on the day I had my clothes packed up, ready to go to rehab. So I was gonna leave my car here at home. And my wife, she was already at work. She had her car at work, but I was just gonna leave my car here because I couldn't take it to rehab. So I walked around a corner to the corner store to the Arab so it look for a ride. So I'm like, I got gas money. The first person I stopped was like, no, I'm not going that way. I'm like, okay, man, it's hot out here. So I asked another person, right? Another car that came. So I'm like, man, I'm finna go ahead and drive myself. So when they were like, no, we ain't going that way, we going, I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm walking back to the house. Something told me, Lynn, to stop this last car. I don't see it. It's coming up from behind me. And when I stopped the last car, I said, sir, look, I don't want anything from you. I got money. I give you $20 right here. You take me up to the rehab. I'm just trying to better myself. I got my clothes ready. He said, you ready right now? He looked at his wife. We were like, I like this. He said, I will help you. He said, this young man trying to do something for himself. He said, I'll be around there in 5 minutes. And he picked me up on the way to rehab. He looked me in my eyes, and he was like, do you know who I am? I said, no, sir. I said, never seen you before. He said, I'm a pastor. I'm a preacher. Now, yes, God put that together for a reason. When I tell people that story, it's like give them chills because that you just can't make that up.
Right.
Yes. So when I tell people that God is willing to help if you call upon Him, and that's really what I did one night, Lynn. I was down and out, and I got on my knees, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. And He found me.
We have a thing, just a worldwide thing, no matter who you are, no matter what it is. You can't help people unless they're ready to be helped.
You're right. That's what the first thing they say in recovery. In recovery is you got to be self.
We're ready to be helped.
Yes.
So when I was about 5 or 6 years old, my mother used to smoke cigarettes. I didn't understand, that cigarettes are toxic, that they're bad for you, that they're cancerous, or any of that stuff. I would just find the cigarettes, I would tear them up, I'll put them in the toilet, I'll break them all apart and sprinkle them over the back banister and just like watch it blow in the wind. Right. My mother would get home, okay? I won't say anything. She would get home, next thing you know, she'd go look for a cigarette. And I didn't know, but at the time, my mother was a partier, Right. And for those that don't know, you have different types of individuals that have drug addictions. You have, the crackheads, you have the basers, and, the different styles of drug addiction. However, you also have the partiers. Yeah. Those are the ones that kept the good jobs, they looked nice, they had a particular budget, they only indulged in these hobbies, on the weekends and things like that. So I didn't know, but smoking cigarettes was her vice when she wasn't partying.
Okay.
So she would be tearing the house down looking for these cigarettes. Oh, man. And I'm sitting there acting like I'm reading a book.
No, you don't do it.
Listen, I used to be playing. Can we go outside now? And next thing you know, no, where are my cigarettes? No, and I'm like, they're not good for you. What you mean? Right. I put on the innocent, I don't know what happened to the cigarette situation. Yeah. And we did that for months. I would get on punishments. I would get whoopings. She would take things away from me. And finally, a lady at my school, I was probably in the first grade. A lady at my school asked me what I knew about drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. And I saw drugs before, but we grew up in a culture where everybody hustled. You know what I'm saying? Everybody sold dope, but nobody was admitting to being addicted to dope. Right. So here it is. The lady tells me now, she was like, wow, so you've seen this before? She's showing me these pictures. I don't know about, CPS. I don't know about, what I'm saying? They're reporting this information or anything. So this white woman, she tells me that she's going to come home with me and she wants to talk to my parents. And now what goes on in this house stays in this house. Right? So this lady played me. She never asked me anything particularly about my home. She just showed me some pictures. You know what I'm saying? She's like, well, do you know what this is? Have you seen this before? It's like pictures of like weed and the little baggies that they used to put the crack cocaine in, the paraphernalia. So I go home and I'm rushing and I'm like, Mom, this lady talked to me about, drugs and alcohol and some of the stuff I've seen before. Is cigarettes a drug? Because now I'm relating the two.
Yeah, you're trying to put it together.
Right. So, of course, my mother's like, absolutely not. You could buy these at the corner store. And for anybody that was born in the 80s or before, your parents would send you to the corner store with a dime.
Yep.
Okay.
Get them Lucy's.
To get a Lucy.
Get a Lucy.
I was probably in kindergarten, no lie.
Yeah.
And I told my mother how I felt about her smoking cigarettes, not knowing that there was an underlying addiction there. But there was just a calling in me that knew that cigarette smoking was not okay. You know, you're in a house with two little kids.
Right.
We go to school smelling like cigarettes.
Right.
You're spraying us down when we get out of the car, you know, because back then you could smoke cigarettes in the car, they could smoke in the store and, you know, stuff like that. And there was just something in me that made me understand that toxins, whether they were legal or illegal, were wrong.
Right.
And now my mom is 60 years old and she hasn't smoked a cigarette since I was about 6. So it's been about 38, almost 40 years, you know, and I do believe that that also contributed to her being more truthful with herself in reference to her partying as well.
Right.
Because she had a certain level of standard, you know, and she never wanted us to know that she did drugs. Because drugs then was like weed now. It was normal.
Normal. It was normalized.
It was absolutely normal.
Because it's, you know, like they say in the early 70s, you know, that's when the crack epidemic really hit. And, you know, the crack epidemic, we still got uncles and older brothers and sisters that's tore up from the crack epidemic. The crack epidemic streets hard.
I tell people all the time, I love my family dearly. However, if you needed $1, you can't get $1. If you need a book, you can't get a book. If you need tuition, you can't get tuition. But if you need some dope, they got dope. I don't care if it's my 65-year-old cousin or if it's my 15-year-old cousin. There's always access to illegal drugs.
That's one thing. Man, the war on drugs would never be beat. Never.
Every corner.
Yes.
Every store.
And I'm gonna say allegedly, just so YouTube, because I got this running on YouTube too. So allegedly, the government is pushing this stuff. Hear me, YouTube.
That's been proven.
Allegedly, YouTube. But I'm just speaking my opinion. For educational purposes only, YouTube. So this is what we doing for educational purposes only. But you sure right. I mean, it's like the things that we actually need. No, they don't got that. They can pump their drugs into you all day. They go $5. They go $5. Go half on this bitch. You know that.
So I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, everybody had different drug addiction, things of that nature. Now that marijuana is more publicly accepted, it's legal to sell in some places as far as dispensaries and things of that nature. How do you feel that the legalization or the decriminalization of marijuana is affecting individuals that are currently in recovery? Because some people do feel like it's a gateway drug.
Yes, and it still is. I can honestly say this from my opinion and my stories. You know, I started off as smoking marijuana. And smoking marijuana, just drinking beers, and then it expanded to hard liquor. And sometimes I really didn't want. Only time I really wanted the hard liquor is when I started smoking weed. So it really is like a gateway drug. Some say it's, you know, because some use it for medicinal reasons. You know, some people might have cancer and they need that. And for some health related issues, I can honestly say it works. Yes.
I think that we all do whatever we do for therapeutic reasons.
Yes. It's how you use it.
Right.
Yes.
I don't think that marijuana is a gateway drug. Mm-hmm. However, I do acknowledge that individuals that have accelerated to harder classifications of
Yeah.
drugs
Yeah.
did start with marijuana.
Yeah.
And here it is. I'm 40. I'm 39 years of age. I
Right.
have never, ever had the inkling to do any other drug.
Right.
Now, I've sold a lot of drugs.
Right. Right. So I mean,
But
you basically know
either
what
way,
mhm.
even though
You
I
didn't.
wasn't a drug addict,
You
but
ain't
I
want
was
to
a
mention it.
drug dealer. So
Yeah.
to me, it was just as bad.
It's like the best of both worlds. You kind of weighed in on both sides of the fence. But at the same time, you just knew that, okay, I know one thing I do. I smoke, and I ain't finna take the panties off this one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. I'm not finna even dabble in this. Like they say, you take the panties off that one, it'll blow your doors wide open. And I see a lot of people like that. But like I say, for me, it wasn't a gateway drug. It was just okay. I'm getting older, or you might find yourself. I can say this as an example. You might not be the one, like either to kids out there or teenagers, anybody out there that's smoking weed. You might not even have your mindset on doing powder, popping pills, but you might just be in that house and in that club smoking them blunts, higher than a kite, and somebody, and that marijuana can dumb you down at times, and they'll put that pill in your hand. Now you don't even know where you're waking up at. You don't know where your clothes
Now,
at. Yeah, that
my
type of stuff.
question is this.
Mm-hmm.
With you saying that,
Mm-hmm.
when people do try different type of drugs, whether it be, ecstasy, cocaine, mushrooms, whatever, if your very first experience gets you to the point where you're waking up and you don't know where you are,
Yeah.
what was it that gives people the urge to try it again?
It's the dopamine. It's dopamine in your brain. The dopamine is that rush. It's like giving a baby some sugar. The first time that baby hits some candy, it releases dopamine in your body. It's like it's the feel good. It's the feel good feeling. And some people is like, okay, I want this feeling again. But you try it the rest of your life trying to chase that high that you will never chase again. You will never get that same high again. So the more they keep on doing it, the deeper down in the hole they trying to catch that first high. It releases dopamine in your body. It's the feel good. It's the I want to feel like this again. And then it spirals down out of control from there. But I want to ask you a question though.
Mm-hmm.
For the youth, for the teenagers, we got a lot of this drill music, a lot of these rappers these days. We 80s babies. A lot of these rappers these days, they like to kill each other and post it on their Instagram. They love that they put it in songs. So and a lot of the youth these days are looking up to certain rappers, like to glorify that, like idolize them. What I mean, I'm gonna say this: hold on, Charleston White. I follow him. He's I like dude. But he speaks on. He touched certain different real good subjects. We love to glorify King Von because he can rap.
Mm-hmm.
But this man allegedly murdered 6 people. He's a murderer, and he talked about it. But
However,
yes, yes,
how can I say this properly?
yes. Remember, you're on
Just
YouTube. You're on
because,
YouTube. Say
look,
allegedly.
just because he's an alleged
Yes,
serial killer
yes, allegedly YouTube.
doesn't mean I can judge him for that,
Yeah,
because we don't know what those circumstances were.
it was. Yes,
You have to think about it this way as well. We were raised to protect our property. We were raised to protect our families. We were raised to protect ourselves.
that's true.
Now, when you have these environments, most likely these were the environments: high-paced environment,
Yeah,
fast,
Chicago.
drugs,
Yeah, big
alcohol,
game in Chicago. Yeah,
popular,
yes,
gangs related. You know what
yes.
I'm saying? Money, young people with a lot of money without anything to do with it. So these alleged murders, who's
Right.
to say that they weren't self-defense?
Yeah, you're right. But in some cases, Yeah, you're right. It's a big
You know,
story.
so
I mean,
until we get the whole story,
we'll never get that.
I
But
mean, I hope we don't, because
we don't
that's
need
too
to.
much, you know what I'm saying,
It
to
is.
handle right now.
Yeah, because
But when you think
allegedly.
about
Mhm.
all of these families that have been affected by their
Yeah,
love of their lost one.
that's what I was really trying to get to, because we're mourning the death of him. But are we mourning the people of the victims of the families of the people he had supposed to allegedly kill? See that
Now,
they
with that
yes.
being said, time
Yeah.
out now.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had some debates with some really close associates and close friends of mine, because they'll call me and they'll say, "Yo, you heard, little man got killed. Little JoJo from up the way, you know what I'm saying? He got sprayed." And I'm
Right.
like, you live by the gun, you die by the gun.
Right.
So I
And
can't be sad for you.
that's basically what it was.
So my thing is, it's not even are we having those same condolences for those families. It's, do those families understand and respect that these kids were out here these young men were out here in the streets? Because most of the time, when you have those negative correlations to death, it's because they were some part of the cycle.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I
Probably,
mean?
and
So
sometimes
I
it ain't
don't
no
know,
dad in the house.
but not even that.
They
But
just
not
got to get
even
how
just
they live.
that. You
Yes.
living in a street, regardless of the circumstances, you made a choice. You live by the gun, you die by the gun. And my thing is just keeping it 100 with people, period. I don't have condolences for people that are living a certain particular lifestyle. Because when I was out there living that lifestyle,
Did nobody have condolences for you?
but not even that. I didn't do anything that I wasn't willing to pay a consequence for, whether it was my life or my death.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if we finna go toe to toe, oh, I'm about to stand on something, or you got to take me out, period. Don't cry for me.
Right. Right.
And it wasn't because I was glorifying being, part of a gangster lifestyle or a thug mentality. It's because I stood by my convictions,
Yes.
and I'm willing to die for certain things.
Yeah. And
So when we hear about, oh, so and so allegedly, murdered this person, and are we having condolences for these people and their families? Until we know who those people are and what they stand for, we can't really have condolences.
But I can
Now,
say
as
that.
a whole,
Yeah,
right,
that boy
as
was
a whole,
yeah.
we do recognize that senseless death is senseless death,
It really
across the
is,
board.
because I want to ask you a question too. Why you think the minorities, the blacks, us, is one of the only cultures, races that just really can't come together as one and actually talk about these deaths? You might hear, we'll glorify it or talk about it on the YouTube channels. They be on Google News feeds, but
You know why?
yeah,
Because we self-medicate with that same drugs and them same alcohol, that same bad negative atmospheres, those low vibrational, environments.
energy,
That's therapeutic for us. So we
yeah.
don't talk about death. We don't talk about grieving. We don't talk about recovery. We don't talk about abuse. We don't talk about those things, because deep down it's been generationally passed down to us that ain't nobody trying to hear your motherfucking problems. Don't
You right,
nobody
bro.
give a damn about what you got to say.
They just
Ain't
want
no point in putting your business out there so somebody can take advantage of your vulnerabilities. These are the things that we're taught. So instead of us looking for unity and looking for support and looking to build, I'm going to smoke my problems away. I'm going to rap my issues away. I'm going to sing my issues away. I'm going to indulge in, alcohol and the spirits as my therapeutic nature. Meanwhile, I'm going to stay over here because I'm not talking about it. I have yet to identify any other individuals that understand what I'm going through. So I'm going to isolate myself with this particular situation. So if you have 10 people that have been through 10 things and they're all isolating themselves, they're never going to unify, because they're providing themselves with self-care. They're providing themselves with self-medicating.
Medication. Yes.
Now, when you tell somebody, hey man, I'm going through my recovery journey and everything, and they say, word,
Yeah.
man, listen,
Yeah.
let
Yeah.
me tell you what I've been through.
Yeah.
Because they need to hear it from you first
Yes. That's what.
before they feel comfortable enough
Yes, to let it
to
out.
expose themselves.
Yes. Yes.
Now, with that, still, we've been raised to keep your enemies close,
Mm-hmm.
not be vulnerable. So I can't tell you everything. I'm
Mm-hmm.
only going to tell you what I want you to know in order for me to get the response that I really want to hear.
Right. Right.
So that stops us from having that unity, that stops us from being supportive for each other. And it creates defensiveness, it creates aggression, it creates that paranoia when
Yeah.
people are trying to be there for you because you're not used to it.
Yeah, you're not used to it. Like you said, we're already in that mode of like, don't nobody care for me anyways. I'm not gonna try to tell you
Right.
my. So why you even worried about me for?
Right.
Instead of actually just listening and be like, you know what, you might have a point here. You might let me open up. Let me open up a little bit, because if I can share this a little bit, maybe I can get the information I need back. You know.
Hmm.
So
But we're defensive. We're
yeah.
told you have to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be a brick house. You're a man. You're a black man. There's white people out there now trying to kill and destroy you.
Right.
You got
Right.
other brothers out there that's trying to take you out. You
Right.
got women out here that's not seeding into our men. So our
Right.
men are vulnerable
Right now, it's a lot of the
and don't
masculinity.
know
The
how.
masculinity, yes, the masculinity of men is decreasing by the second. It is
Tell me about it.
it's decreasing by the second, and
Have you been to Piedmont Park
mhm.
lately?
I
I
plead
live
the
in
fifth.
Atlanta.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, it's the masculine. It's everywhere. It's on sports, news. It's everywhere. It's like they're really trying to get rid of the masculine energy at all costs.
Just think about how Black women are treating Black men these
Yes.
days. I
Yes.
don't need a man. I'm
Yes.
strong. I can
I
provide for
can do
myself.
everything with my
I
own.
can take care of me and my kids. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, but you know what, sis? That man that you felt like was dogging you out, he had a sex addiction
Right.
because he was depressed, because he was vulnerable. He had a drug addiction and you didn't even know it because he was working 60 hours a week trying to support your habits and,
Right.
and, and still be there for his family.
Right.
This man was a hypothetical liar because he was
You.
vulnerable and embarrassed about how he really grew up and he was trying to measure up to you. So to me, it's a balancing act. We
Mhm.
can't just put everything on, you know what I'm saying? And yes, the government has a lot to do with it. Chemicals have a lot to do with things, these subliminal imaging and
Yes.
this acceptance, with the
Yes.
politics and things of that
Yes.
nature has a lot.
Everything.
But
Yes.
there's enough of us, Black people, that can each one teach one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if
Mm-hmm.
you see a brother that's feeling a little weak or feeling a little emasculated and now he's accepting that, we
Yes.
have to continue to do what you're doing,
Right.
creating these safe spaces where people can rehab themselves, whether
Right.
it's an addiction or a decrease of testosterone and masculine ambition.
Right. And
We
that's
have
a
to create these safe spaces. We have to make comfortable moments where people can talk and be vulnerable and say, yeah, you know what? I was on that shit and I fucked up all the money.
right. Right. I let that bag go.
I mean, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we have to be able to let people go into those spaces and not judge them
Mhm.
because we all have a vice.
Right.
You
So what
might
you
be addicted to cocaine or you could be addicted to porn. It's
right?
still
It's
an
still
addiction.
addiction. Yes, ma'am.
You got people that's addicted to sugar
Yeah.
and it's
That's
ruining their relationships.
yes. Yes. And what do you think? I want to ask you a question. What do you think about what do you think it needs to be done, or what, in your opinion, to try to help the youth, to try to change the narrative of not going to rehab or trying to get the help they need? Because there's a stigma out there that some of them just be like, they think they too cool to say, I need help or I need to go to rehab. What you think that should happen, in your opinion, that we can reverse the narrative of that and tell
We
them,
need,
yeah, it's okay.
we need more people that look like us. We need more people that have been through the things that we've been through in order for that to resonate. Because you get these people that went to, these schools and these programs and these colleges, and they're going by the book, and they're like, oh, how long were you addicted? What were you addicted to? Okay, well, chapter 12 says I'm supposed to tell you this.
You're just a statistic to them.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we need that realness. We need, peer counselors.
Yeah, and you put the book down and
apply some life. Apply some realism. Because as a child that grew up in a particular environment that exposed me to a lot of things, growing up and going to school for psychology and doing therapy and life coaching and all that other stuff, I tell people I'm not a traditional coach.
Right.
Because somebody might need to be cussed out today.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm going to deliver that. Get off your motherfucking ass and get on your shit.
Yeah, because people ain't going to people will ride by you knowing you down and out and keep going. Oh, look at that motherfucker over there, man. Last week he was on top of the world. Now look at him.
Now, in that situation, because I look like you and I'm honest with myself, I can say, you know what? I was there 2 months ago. I was there 3 years ago. I know what you're going through. I know what you feel. And let me sit down and talk to you. Let me tell you what helped me. It might not be perfectly suitable for your situation, but let me put a seed here. So you will know what tools you have access to and what resources you might have. And if you do feel comfortable enough, talk to me. If I can't reach you, I can refer you to somebody else. Like, you know what? You're not the only brother that's out here, 17 years old, strung out on ecstasy.
For real.
You're not the only kid that's out here, that's 19 years old, that's a weed head and, a high school dropout because you cloudy every day trying to keep up with your associates and your friends.
Yeah. And then they try to get it twisted. Even when they're in their addiction like that and they might drop out of school like that, a lot of them fall deeper down that rabbit hole because they look at it like, man, I ain't got no high school diploma. I can't go to college. So that's because society has taught you if you fucked up, you're done. Yeah, you're right. If you don't play by our rules, graduation, college, big time student loans, you're out of there.
I like to tell people this, and I don't share it with a lot of people, but when it is necessary, I do share. When you look at where you came from, who you know, now you move away from home or you leave home and you go back, those people are in the same place, doing the same things. You know exactly where to find Day over here on the south side. You know where Keisha gonna be at. Yo, let me hit up the store because I know Keisha be at the store. Now, if you can look at that and say, I'm not where I used to be, but I'm still going, I'm still growing into who I want to be. You're not your past.
Right.
And we can see those physical manifestations in real life. Because when you go to your auntie house, your auntie live in the same house in the same place, and no matter where you come from, she's still in the same spot, right?
Yep.
So think about that on a mental level. We have to surround ourselves by people that's trying to grow. We have to put ourselves in clean environments. We have to separate ourselves from the things that are not growing, the things that are not perspiring to do better, or projecting, positive energy and higher vibrations. Other than that, we're going to feel like we're stuck.
Yeah, you're right. So what you are? Yeah.
If I feel like I'm stuck, that means I don't have no value.
Yeah, I don't have no boundaries. I'm gonna just stay on this corner.
Right here.
I'm gonna stay on this corner. I'm gonna rob the next old lady that come around the corner with that purse. I'm gonna stay in and out of jail. I'm gonna be a menace to society, and the government, they love every bit of it, But like I said, it's a stigma because they really be so scared to at least try to just talk about it.
I see so much value in us. It's just ridiculous. I was talking to one second. I was talking to an associate. I went to a pop-up shop with Atlanta Live Entertainment at Six Restaurant and Lounge. He's selling t-shirts, right? And I was like, yo, this is some dope shit. Mm-hmm. I said, because you could be out selling dope shit.
Yes.
You know? And he was like, that's how I came up with the name for my company. And his t-shirt line was called Cudi, C-U-D-I.
Okay.
And he said, that's how I came up with my business. Because I could be selling dope, but instead I'm selling dope shit. Mm-hmm. So everything that we do, we can grow from. If you can hustle, you know what I'm saying? Perks. If you could hustle Xannies, you could hustle weed, you could hustle clothes.
Jeans,
art.
Yeah, because I know a lot of drug dealers that they're real smart people, and they can translate that into business, into I'm talking about a real business, and make things happen. But also, they always keep a foot into the hood, and it always be their downfall. Because it always gonna be that one Joe. It always gonna be that one Joe that gonna be hating on you.
However,
get you an indictment.
Listen, however, I know it's not right, but going into legitimate business is a foreign territory for a lot of us.
Yeah, it's some big words to get a lot of people.
That too, and the new people that they're meeting and the new environments. And people get anxieties, just like you get celebrities. Okay, how many times have you heard, this football player, he's amazing, he gets drafted, he gets, $10 million, but he's always in trouble. He's always getting arrested. He always getting caught with weed. Yeah. Because that's who he is, and that's what makes him feel comfortable. It doesn't matter that he's a celebrity now. That's just a job to him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you look at that,
you can take a person out the hood.
Exactly.
You can't take their hood out of them.
When we look at that and we say, they were doing so great, but they still got that foot over here in the hood. You can't really be mad at people for doing what's comfortable for them because that's what they know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And again, it goes back to that judgment situation because I straddled the fence for a very long time.
Right.
And it wasn't, and it made me feel good because I sold dope, but I ain't sell dope to no black people. I only sold dope to white people.
Right.
I mean, my family members were drug addicts. Right. So why would I contribute to putting drugs in a black atmosphere, in a black neighborhood?
Putting the circle of the universe back in order.
Look, that's right. I was being God.
Yeah, yes. I'm gonna make this right. You know what?
No, but really, that was my thing. My stepdad taught us, if you're gonna do wrong, you do wrong right.
I likes that.
Because we don't have any room to judge anybody, and don't do anything that you're not willing to take those repercussions for. Right. So if I had dope, I had enough dope where I know I could get a bail. You feel me? Right. Because after a certain amount of dope, ain't no bail, ain't no bond.
Yeah, you're right. It's time to go get a lawyer.
I always had my bail money. Mm-hmm. I always had a lawyer on retainer. Mm-hmm. I only serve white people and no crackheads. I only served white people that had something to lose. So I had leverage.
Right.
Judges, attorneys, teachers, police officers. You know what I'm saying? Only people that I knew had something to lose. But this isn't what they teach us in the hood. Our people teach us get money, get money, get money, get money, get money.
Everywhere. They sell dope to a pregnant girl that's 5 months pregnant. Here you go.
Or to some children. I mean, there was rules. I grew up when there were rules. You didn't sell dope to women. You didn't sell dope to kids. Mm-hmm. And I took it a step further because I was getting my education. I was a hard worker, but I was single by myself. I had goals. I wanted a home before I turned 30. I wanted to get my mother, get her a house. I wanted to pay my car off. You working, they tax your money. Before you get your money, they tax it.
They tax
you
it.
Get the money, and now you spend it, they tax it.
Yes, you're so right.
I didn't have, families that, gave me money for books and scholarships from schools. And, my scholarship was up. I had to pay for that. So I'm working a job. I'm going to school. And guess what? I did not have enough money to do the things that I really knew I wanted to do, build my businesses and get my family out of debt. So I did straddle the fence.
Right.
So I can see how now you have somebody like myself, I'm making $100,000 a year, but 40,000 of that is coming from dope money.
Right.
So you take a normal, regular individual, that's in college, a young adult with a regular job, and now you go give them 5 million, 10 million.
It'll
What
mess
they
their head
doing?
up.
What they doing?
Yeah,
Oh, they flipping. They flipping, bruh.
Yeah.
I'm about to get this to my brother over here. Yo, take this 100,000.
Yep.
Go to Texas.
Yep.
Get a rental. That's
Yes.
our mentality. You know what I'm saying? We're
Yes.
looking at it like that's more money to flip what I know how to flip, because no one taught us about investing. No one taught us about Roth IRAs. No one taught us about putting your money into liquidable life insurance policies. So we're going to have people that look successful, but they still got one foot in the street, whether it's a rapper, an actor, an actress, you know what I'm saying? Some form of celebrity. You get people out here now, white people, that's out here with millions of dollars, but they're committing fraud because it's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, I see that a lot.
So our Ponzi scheme is street hustle.
Yeah, our foot in the hood, right?
You know what I'm saying? That's our Ponzi scheme, because once you do that, it makes everything else irrelevant. All the rest of the good stuff you've done, that real legal job that you have, that scholarship you got, that $1 million, $2 million contract, everything else is irrelevant, because our Ponzi scheme is in the hood. Let me take a little bit to flip a little bit to get a little bit. It doesn't make sense. We're conditioned that way.
Yeah, it's like we're predisposed to. It's like, I don't know what we can really do to try to get us out of that mentality to where we are back against the wall. I mean, go and tell the truth, because a lot of people say
a solution. Listen, the solution is this. If we focus on spending Black dollars together.
That's where it's at. Listen, they can't stop us if we do that.
Exactly. If we really focused on Black dollars, if you only bought stuff that Black people made.
Yes, you're right.
Black people out here making crack.
Yeah.
Black people out here making cocaine. Is Black people out here? We got poppy seeds anyway? No.
It gotta.
I mean, so when you really look back, we're not responsible for guns. We don't make no guns. Smith and Wesson is some old-fashioned white-ass company.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if we focused on supporting Black people with Black dollars and purchasing things that were Black owned and Black made, it will take out a lot of the toxic things that we have in our culture, because that stuff is not Black.
You're so right. I got another thing I want to ask you too before I close it out. What did you think about, a lot of kids in high school, the only thing they know to look forward to is that basketball scholarship, that football scholarship, or that track and field or something like that in sports. What did you think about getting more trading and coding into the schools for these kids that actually have?
I agree.
Yes, we need more trading and coding, situations going on in school where these kids don't always have to look at, because a kid might be selling drugs in high school, but he loves to go to shop class and learn how to build that engine too. You know what I mean? They don't have a lot of that.
With you saying that, I went to a place called Central Tech, right? When I was a kid, I couldn't wait to go to Central Tech. It was a trade school that you went to in middle school, right? It's in New York. And I was in probably between 6th grade and 7th grade. My sisters went there, my brothers went there, my cousins went there, my mom went there, and I couldn't wait to get to Central Tech, because Central Tech was a trade school. And basically you had home ec, you had car detailing, you had sewing class, you had botany, gardening. There was everything that you can possibly think of, that you can use in your real life. You know what I'm saying? But you can also turn it into your own business.
Right.
Now, My only issue with that is this was a summer program. I believe it was tuition or sponsorship based with grant funding. So when the monies ran out, the program went away. So when that program went away, there was a lot of children that were not exposed to science and math and STEM. And, like I remember building a radio. You know what I'm saying? I remember making and building my own RC cars, from the wires to the frames to,
I remember those
everything.
cars. Yeah.
I remember doing those things. So now when white people tell us that our value is in our speed, our strength, and our power.
Like that one woman told LeBron James, like one woman told LeBron James, just shut up and dribble the ball.
Just shut up and dribble the ball. Yep. Because they know that we're stronger. They know that we're faster. And to me, even though it's really contradictory, I support Black athletes, but I also believe that it's just another form of slave trade.
Yeah, it is.
It's another form of slave trade.
Allegedly.
But
it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's another form of slave trade. Yeah. However, at least there's some sort of benefit, whether it's breaking generational curses, getting your moms out of the hood, you know what I'm saying, putting people in safer places, and the individuals that do take that money, that put it into those stem cell programs, that do create those technological programs, for our high school children, because everybody can't be an athlete.
You're right.
So if I don't get a scholarship, am I just going to stay in the hood, or am I going to marry the first man that get me pregnant?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get out of the hood.
You're right. Marry the first dude that got a good car with some rims on it. Maybe.
Exactly. So it's definitely a systematic issue. But if we do have more resources when it comes to going to school, that means that I don't have to be depressed about being the smartest kid in class, when, you know what, I'm good at this. So let me be good at this. So I don't have to have an A everywhere. Is it more
that we need more grant funding, or how do the issue go? We got to go to.
We just need more us.
Oh, okay.
We just need more us. Think about it like this, right? Grants give money away. But if anything is free, that means you are for sale. Okay? Period. Whether it's social media or whether it's a grant. Because that means that now, whatever that grant is used for, they have to have access to all of those statistics when you do an audit. How many kids are you helping? Where are these kids from? Are they from a broken home? Do they have fathers? How much money does their mothers make? You know what I'm saying? There has to be qualifications in order to get these grants in certain areas. However, if you had, say, 4 teachers, Black teachers, one teach science, one teach technology, one teach math, and they dedicated themselves maybe 5 hours a week, that's enough information to teach a lot of children some life-changing things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, we don't have to have this free government money, this money that we think is free, just because we don't have to financially get it back. Right. But we have to be accountable for that. And being accountable for that means that our statistics are for sale. So all we need is more us. Because for every Black person that knows something that's not a sport, they could be donating their time. They have YMCAs, Boys and Girls Clubs, you know what I'm saying? All these different types of programs and mentorship programs. If we dedicated us to ourselves, we don't need the government to teach us anything.
Because I remember back when I was coming up, they had a thing called the Boys to Men and the Girls to Women. It was this.
I remember that program.
Yes. And that was the thing we looked forward to every week. We had some of the, we had a Black principal. I ain't gonna say his name, but where I'm from, they know who I'm talking about. He used to be there. They used to get on to us. They used to drive a lot of us to look. We know y'all gonna be smoking weed in the next 5 years, pregnant. They used to use those tactics, those scaring tactics. But the way they use them is to fear it in your head. So you actually learn it at the same time.
Like scared straight.
Yeah, scared straight. Like when them kids go to them prisons. Yeah. So right now we don't have enough for that. I don't see a lot of programs and a lot of people putting together things in the youth to do that. Right now our kids are being raised off internet, music, entertainment, and celebrities. That's who's raising our kids right now.
Yeah. But we're allowing that to happen. Like, I don't even have a TV in my house. I don't have a television in my house. However, I do travel a lot and I'm at hotels on a regular basis. Usually I'm working. But when I do turn on the television, it's like this. And it's nothing of substance. It's nothing of substance. I'm just clicking, 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 clicking. So just imagine being a child that's not looking for substance. I'm just looking for entertainment. So now they got gay cartoons. They got, so much gossip television, and it's all talking about rap, drug dealing, and all of these other things. Who's pregnant by this person? So we are in control of what our kids watch. We're in control of the environments that we put our children in. We're in control of how much time they spend on social media and TV and looking up the celebrities. Your parents should be your heroes.
Right.
And for a long time, I resented my mom for a lot of stuff. However, I never hated her, but I knew exactly what not to do. I knew exactly what type of mom I wanted to be, what type of wife I wanted to be. And I give her all the credit for that, So whether you feel like you're a perfect parent or not a perfect parent, as long as you do your best and create that optimal atmosphere for your children, we can't blame the outside world for those influences.
Girl, I could talk to you for hours. Girl, you be keeping it coming, girl. But I'm gonna end it here, y'all. This is my girl Sweets from the Real Life the Black Perspective. And this is the first live stream of Mr. Show Out TV where we talk about recovery. And let's talk recovery, the issues of that. So I hope everybody out here loved this live thing today. Like I said, this was my first time trying this today, so I will get better at this, everybody. But I want to give a big applause to my girl.
Thank you, Mr. Shout Out TV.
You brought it today, girl. You brought it today. Thank you.
Well, I just appreciate what you do. I appreciate you having us on. And for the individuals that are watching, please subscribe. Please share the channel because he's definitely changing some lives. He's definitely changing lives, whether it's one at a time, one subscription at a time, but it's definitely worth the follow.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
I will be contacting you real soon.
Absolutely. You have an amazing day today, King.
You're right. You're right, Queen. Okay. So there y'all have it. There y'all have it, man. That was amazing. That was amazing, everybody. I swear to God, that was amazing. And I hope everybody out there tuned in. If you didn't tune in, I will be sharing this live feed on my Facebook, on my Instagram. This is Mr. Show Out. I hope y'all enjoyed this today. Woo! My girl Sweets brung it, man. She brung it. She brung the heat today. But that's what we're gonna do on this channel, everyone. Please, if you are in any kind of addiction right now, stay focused. Keep your head up. I know it kind of look like I'm off screen a little bit, y'all, because I got this camera kind of. But I know y'all can still get me and y'all can hear, you can hear what's going on. But if you are into any kind of battle, if you're battling with addiction right now, keep your head up. Keep the fight strong. Tomorrow is a new day. If you relapse today, don't give up. Pick yourself up. Try again tomorrow. Seek the help you need. Seek information. Seek somebody from a church or somebody that don't do anything. Seek wisdom. Seek knowledge. That's the best thing we can do right now. Because this world, right now, this world is all over the place, man. And one thing that we really can do, we can try to talk with each other to figure certain things out. And I'm glad my girl came through today and to bring a perspective on a lot of things. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to keep the fight alive. And I hope that y'all will subscribe to Mr. Show Out. I hope y'all enjoyed this live stream. I hope y'all enjoyed this whole hour of good conversation. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to try to do this every other Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. So y'all stay tuned. Hit me up on my Instagram at Mr._Showout_TV. Or you can hit me up on Facebook at Recovery Talk. At Recovery TLK. At Recovery Talk. And so if y'all need to reach me there, if y'all want to come on the show, if y'all are welcome. I will send you the link and y'all can join this show. So I'm tuning out. Everybody stay safe, stay blessed. This is Mr. Show Out. Yeah. Salute.